How many does we have to do that one? And I think that catches us up. I hope it does. I don't know.
J. My Mendoza cheered Dex 100 Soyuz.
This is clan battles, isn't it?
I need
boy.
Let me fix this here.
Aurora 1 just resubscribed for 2 months. Hello there.
There you go. This is Desta. Let's send him a message.
Puddin 597 just resubscribed for 21 months. Still worst mod and you are not even live. That is how bad I am.
I think most people are already burned out on this clan battle season just because, like,
Carriers.
getting struck by carriers. I mean, it's entirely predictable. It's what everybody thought was going to happen, but surprises, it's happened. Oh man, who could have seen that coming?
I mean, Panther, we told them. But the interesting thing is with the banning of Ryujo and the banning of what was it called? Lowenhardt, thank you. And by the way, we talked about that. We called that before. But with the banning of those
everybody knew they would have to ban those, and it's one of those, why didn't they do it ahead of time? I mean, all of these things are so freaking obvious if you play the game. Like, and the problem is they just don't, honestly. And I mean, people are talking about, oh, we'll see wild metas and everything. No, you're going to see a bunch of smoke ships and carriers crapping on them. That's all you're going to see. Like, it doesn't take rocket science to understand the meta that's going to develop in the first hour and a half.
So, the nice thing is now that those bans have occurred, I think we're starting to see double battleship teams coming back out in the forefront. What do you think, Toxic?
No.
No? Really?
No, not at all.
Okay, so
at higher leagues, no, there's no battleship.
Okay, so what carriers are they then?
It's mostly Rangers and Ark Royals.
Ranger for the dunking on destroyers, Ark Royal as well, I suppose, huh?
Yeah, Ark Royal just hits really hard still. Like they took away the two that hit really hard and go fast. Now you have the one that hits really hard and is other. I mean, I've even seen a few Furiouses. Like, it is simply by virtue of being a carrier. Like, until you ban everything that isn't like the Wesser, and even then, like, it's just a carrier. The problem is, all they did is ban all the things that counter, like all the smoke ships. They made it so you can only have 2 smoke cruisers. So now you have to run destroyers if you want to smoke them. They didn't affect the double carriers. The carriers still exist.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
But yeah. It's not fun. It's still not fun to play. Like, that's the biggest problem.
Well, and this battle obviously occurred in the first week when Lowenhardt was not yet banned.
And you could have 5 Huang Heis if you wanted to, like many Asian clans did.
Well, and I talked about this before, but I look at clan battles as just a chance to earn steel and hang out with friends.
At this point, yeah, it's just another way to get resources. Like, the ranking list, it's whatever. Like,
yep, forget about the competitive nature of clan battles. Instead, look at it as, this gets me progress towards this particular ship that I want to buy, right?
Yeah.
And that's it. That's okay, but it's also sad at the same time. But, you know, hey, whatever.
Because, yeah, I mean, clan battles, heck, 10 seasons ago at this point.
Oof. There goes your TED 61.
Yeah, well,
surprise.
That's carriers for you.
Yep. Yep.
I'm actually surprised that there's only 1 carrier in this game, to be honest.
And I'm also surprised that you guys are all in one ball here. Although, I guess with carriers, it kind of makes sense.
That's not that uncommon if you have double battleships to just ball up, because like, you need to save the carriers from the AA spam.
Right.
And exerting all of your battleships in one place tends to win that flank pretty quickly, especially because a lot of teams have only been running 1 or maybe even no destroyers. So you're very, very unlikely to get torpedoed. It's just going to be a question of who can smoke fire better.
Right. By the way, hello, Coughlin. Good to see you.
Because, like, the Ise from the enemy team is just going to get run down and killed.
That's exactly what's happening. Yeah.
Because the problem with this season is, and I've seen people talking about, oh, just run one carrier and one battleship. Well, what's going to happen is if you run one carrier, the team with two carriers is just going to snipe it. Like, it's easy to do. It doesn't take a whole lot of effort to actually kill a carrier with another carrier. And if you have two carriers, you just go kill the other carrier. Like, tier 6s have no meaningful AA, like, relatively speaking.
Okay. So you bring two carriers, and you had said Ark Royal and Ranger.
I mean, at this point, it's like Ark Royal. I've seen Wessler, I've seen Ranger. I mean, Furious is kind of the other one, but
okay.
Still, they're carriers. Like, at the end of the day,
okay. And where are you?
Just the information spotting.
And you didn't need to take that torpedo, but you did anyway.
Oh man, those torpedoes. Ooh.
Toxic, are you still watching the stream, or are you watching the on Twitch right now?
I'm watching on Twitch.
Okay, I'm gonna stop my stream.
Yeah.
Oh, I did already. Never mind. Okay. But yeah, that torpedo was unnecessary.
I mean, it wasn't Ise torp, so it's not that much damage, but...
Poor Cabbage. Very low health. And flooding, looks like.
Yeah, that tends to be the fate of most battleships in clan battles right now. You just get struck over and over and over. Okay, really close.
So...
Very much a mistake from the long game.
Yeah. I played last night on the Kraken Below grouping, and we didn't see a lot of carriers at all. Actually, I don't think I saw any carriers on the enemy team. I just saw nothing but two battleship divisions. Or teams.
Surprising.
Yeah.
It may depend on what league you're in. I know, because I've worked as well, and yeah, lower leagues you see battleships, but as you go up, you just stop seeing them.
Okay.
That's been a trend in basically every season of clan battles, though. Like, lower leagues tend to seem to run either a battleship over a carrier, and then the higher you go, it flips.
So that carrier is important, of course, for spotting, especially early on, so you know what the enemy team is doing, right?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of it is just the spotting, like information, being able to spot people on the other side of smoke screens, forcing them into positions by virtue of spotting, that kind of thing.
Cabbage 6 Torp managed to survive in the Ismail. Nuremberg versus Wang He. Now there's a Monahan on the enemy team. Chances are he's running the B-hull, which is the torpedo spamming version of the Monahan. I'm surprised to see a Monahan, though. I haven't seen a Monahan yet, really.
I think most of the destroyers I've seen are fusions.
Yeah.
Or just Farragut's. I mean, you run... So, Monahan, and I've seen people even running Leone.
No, what?
Yeah, for the smokes. It's highly for the smokes.
Okay.
Leone has, I think, it's one of the longest duration smokes at the tier. And it does have torpedoes that actually outrange its spotting detection, unlike the Farragut.
Okay.
But yeah, people are still running heavy smokes, etc. That's going to continue.
Now, I'm curious why you're not moving forward here after the Molotov. Like, the Mysore is going to come up on his butt, but I'd really love to see you in front of the Molotov. But you're stopping here. You're kind of letting your Wang He die. Look, there's a Monahan. Nope, never mind.
Oh.
Right?
Unfortunate timing there on the shooting, but yeah, like... So not locked onto the right target.
Yep. Seeing lots of Igles as well.
Yeah, there's been a lot of Igel.
One battleship and the rest Igo? That sounds like fun.
I think that was the S. That's the S triple C. I think that's the S triple C lineup. I think they stopped running it.
Oh yeah, yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's what people run for fun. Like that's the
Okay.
Uh-huh.
when you're seeing things like that, you're not seeing people. I know it sounds a bit high and mighty, but that's people messing around.
Okay, just
Well,
for...
and what surprises most people is that they're good while doing it.
I mean,
Like,
well, of course, like it's.
Yep.
We
They
did that
know
on
how
Bravo
to play the ship.
Yeah,
Sure.
we mess around on Bravo too.
Okay.
We had some fun in week 1. Quad Pensacola's.
See, I like Pensacola.
Yeah, it stomps on smoke people, but now it's a lot of like Mysore and like Alisonier.
Hmm.
Bringing like a Farragut or something. You basically just have it's still smoke blob meta because there's carriers everywhere.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
But I mean, it's not particularly fun to play, and people are already kind of meh about it.
I'm curious why Desta chose to go away from B cap. I'm assuming he's expecting his Mutsu to go into B.
Yeah, I would assume the Mutsu is just gonna pick the cap up. Like,
I like the turn here. Doesn't do much damage to you with AP rockets. What?
oh, the two guns. Like, what are you gonna do?
The Monahan?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he can't even shoot backwards.
Nope. At this point, he's just sailing off to sea. Go figure. 3 bounces on a Monahan? Really?
Angles, how do they work?
Not well for British light cruisers, apparently.
Yeah.
Look at your Eagle going after the Lowenhardt there. He's very low health right now. You gotta hope that he can get a torpedo salvo off on the Lowenhardt. Lowenhardt is going in the middle of the map now, so this is this is good for you.
Might as well just shoot him, yeah.
There it is.
Is the aim point constantly shifting because of replay thing, or is this being played without it set to track?
It's probably shifting. It does feel like there's something, a little bit something off with the aiming, but not too much, you know, just a small amount.
Yeah. I'm thinking it might just be latency or some replay thing rather than anything weird.
Could be. And that's game. So Desta wins there. I mean, makes sense, I suppose. Not much else to talk about there, huh?
No, really not.
Alright, let's check in on Stream Raiders. We got 4 minutes to go. So drop in your units if you can. We got 4 skull difficulty, so that's high difficulty. And let's get into our game. Skyring in the Wang Hey.